What is going on, YouTube? And welcome back to my boss fight guide for Dark Souls 3. In this episode, we're going to be tackling Lothric and Lorian. And you can actually see one of the brothers. He's hiding up there, just crouched down, just waiting for us to come in. But before we do that, let's talk about summons real quick. So there are two. There is Sirius of Sunless Realms as a summon, but I don't have her as my ally in this game. But there's also Orbeck. Now, Orbeck, the sorcerer, has a particular requirement in order for him to summon, and you'll see him right here. You have to give him all 4 scrolls, and you have to buy all the sorceries in order for him to appear. But in my opinion, especially for New Game Plus, which this game is, I think it's worth it, because he does help out, and the prince can be challenging, especially on higher New Game levels. So, before we summon him in, let's talk real quick about strategy and equipment. So, you do see the Dragonslayer Greataxe in my hand, and that is because he is weak to lightning. He is also weak to frost if you so choose. I'm choosing the Dragonslayer Greataxe because in the second phase, his brother is going to join him. He can actually resurrect him. And for New Game Plus and beyond, I prefer to try and get him down before he gets resurrected, just because the game's a little tougher on those new games. So, for me, that's the best strategy, and this is my highest damaging weapon at 783 while one-handing it, and that's before the buff of Sacred Oath. So as for the rings, I do have Havel's rings, so I can carry both the Havel's Great Shield and a full set of armor and the Dragonslayer Greataxe. I'm going to keep the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn on in case I want to do some long-range lightning spears. I know I keep saying I'm going to do that in these boss fights, and I never do, but, you know, it's there for me. The Lightning Clutch Ring, obviously, to boost that Dragonslayer Greataxe power up. And you can see if I take that off, it's a fair boost. You know, 30 damage, but hey, 30 could be the difference between a win and a loss. And finally, the Chloranthy Ring. So, as for their attacks, so the first phase is going to be pretty simple in my opinion. The boss is going to be teleporting around the room. He's got a big old sword, and he is going to swing it right on at you. A couple attacks to be wary of. He has a magic attack that is very long-reaching. We're going to have to watch out for that. But with Orbeck here, it is going to be a little bit less challenging because the aggro won't be on us all the time. Now, as for parries, you can parry him. However, you cannot riposte him that I know of. However, if you stagger him with a big weapon like this axe, you can get a riposte in. So we're going to see if we can do that for this game. Now, before those knights come back, I'm going to go ahead and summon him in and buff Orbeck on up. Actually, cancel that. We're going to wait till he's just inside the boss fog. Now, there is going to be a cutscene here, so that may wear off a little bit, but I always like to buff up before I go in, even if we have to wait just a little bit and need to buff again. Because to me, it's worth it just to have that extra split-second advantage. So I'm going to run over here. Hopefully Orbeck doesn't get trapped by these knights that are patrolling. We'll see. Hopefully he follows me. He is. Okay, perfect. So, as for spells and miracles, Sacred Oath and Great Magic Shield. That is really what I would recommend to you. You've seen that in all my boss fight videos if you've been watching with me thus far, and you see how effective it is. Buff on up. Don't you do it, Orbeck. You know, these NPCs. Get him. Alright. Now I'm going to try to buff up here with Great Magic Shield. It might wear off. I'm actually kind of curious to see what happens after the cutscene. Let's get after it, guys.
Oh dear. Another dogged contender. Welcome, unkindled one.
Kind of looking drippy crispy here, guys. Not gonna lie. The Ring Knight armor set is one of my favorites.
The mantle of Lord interests me none. The fire-linking curse, the legacy of Lords, let it all fade into nothing. You've done quite enough.
As a side note, before we start this fight, I do want to thank you guys that have watched these guides this far. It really means a lot to me. Just thank you. I hope it's been helpful. Here comes the teleportation. Now, in just a minute, Orbeck's going to take that aggro. You can see he hasn't taken it just yet. There we go. Now, you can see, with his wide-reaching sweeps, it's very easy for him to hit you. There's the magic attack. If that thing hits you, it'll hurt. Goodness. Now he's pretty fast to retract aggro in my opinion. And you can see without Great Magic Shield, his attacks do a fair amount of damage to the stamina. But with Orbeck there, just keep making sure that you attack him to re-get his aggro. That way Orbeck doesn't die. That was crazy stamina damage. Now, to be fair, guys, if you're not using the Havels, a lot of these attacks are better to roll from. Oh my goodness. Problem about the Havels, you can't use your special ability. Comment in the chat if this has happened to you in your fights. We're gonna see what the damage does when I block this. Only half stamina, but I did take quite a bit of chip damage on there. Guys, I can't move. I'm trying. I'm fat rolling. Oh. Alright, here goes phase 1. I'm glad you guys got to see some mess ups on other boss fight guys. Typically, we try and make them perfect, but none of us are perfect, so mistakes are gonna happen no matter how many times you play the game. It's okay. Just make do. If you gotta restart, you gotta restart.
My brother, unyielding sword of Lothric's prince.
Man, Lorian needs a cheeseburger. He is looking a little bit skinny.
If you would. For that is our curse.
Now, there are a few extra attacks with him on his back. I don't really think it's too much to worry about. Again, if you don't have a lot of magic resistance and you find yourself really getting pummeled, you can boost up your magic resistance with rings and the like. If you find yourself just really struggling. But if you've got a high stability shield, any great shield, you should be okay. Some are worse than others for magic damage. That's why I like the Havels, because it's such high resistance against everything. But that's why it comes with the humongous weight. Now this, you can roll. I'm going to show you guys the rolling. That attack reaches a little further than you might think. That attack actually hurts too. You saw that beam that Lorian sent out? Oh, he's dead. Now we get to see what I'm made of, boys. Now if you kill him, he will often try and hit you as you heal. You can see I took some chip damage on that. You can roll through that. I would recommend you do that. And you can see how as I heal, he actually hit me immediately and almost took away the entire healing process. Now that's a good time to get some hits in. I got a little greedy there, as you can see. This fight is still challenging to me even now. You can see he tried to close the distance very quickly there.
Dear brother.
Now here's where I'd recommend this. I didn't make it. Now, if you can kill him, son of a bitch, I did it again, guys. This might actually get me killed. I'm gonna have to block this because there's no way I can avoid it. Oh my goodness, Chad, did you see that? Woo! Oh man, this is not good. Worst boss fight on YouTube. Comment if you agree. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And there it is. Oh, trying to emote on him. Didn't work. So, as you can see, guys, even if you come in, Apple Shield, Dragonslayer Greataxe, a ton of health, and a ton of S's, you can still get wrecked in this boss fight. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Thanks for staying with me, and I'm really glad that I did not die in that one. Like and comment if this was helpful, and let me know down below if you struggled very much with this particular boss. I know it really gave me a hard time on my first playthrough. Thanks, guys. I'll see ya on the Sunless Realms.